Very exciting. Not only 10 years of Sister Wives, 10 seasons of Sister Wives. What are you most excited for fans to get into with your family?
We are basically pouring out our feelings. And in doing so, we're in relationships. We're trying to be honest about how we feel. And so it's kind of a he said, she said, and a mixture of that. It's not easy to watch it, and it's not exciting to me. I'm sorry, but that's...
No, that's okay. Listen, I understand, especially with the trailer that I've watched. It's a tough season.
Right.
There seems to be a little bit of trouble in paradise, and everybody is wondering how Kody's relationship with each of the wives is. Are they gonna make it? So if I may, I'd love to kind of go down the list and ask you about each of your wives. Let's start with wife number one. Let's start with Meri.
Kody and Meri's relationship is really sad.
I can't make him love me. So if I were to lean over and just kiss you right now, would you push me away?
No.
How is your relationship with Meri today?
Meri and I are in an amiable relationship, but we've been like literally separated for, I would say 4 or 5 years. So we're amiable. We've had a real struggle. And this year we have some very difficult conversations, but that conversation includes, hey, I'm not mad anymore. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not hurt anymore. So, that's real progress.
Romance and sex are saved for people who are in love. If Meri and I really wanted to be together, we would.
Can you just kind of explain what your relationship with Meri is? Because you said you've been separated for 4 or 5 years, but she's still, according to the show, is a sister wife.
She's still my wife. We just have not, I haven't lived at her house for 4 years.
So I understand you don't live there. Do you ever go stay the night? Do you reside there ever?
Yeah, we're really careful about talking about bedrooms. But Meri and I, we see each other on a fairly regular basis. We visit with each other, that type of stuff. But I'm not staying at her house. We've been trying to basically work out our relationship so we can save it, if you will. It's an estranged marriage. It's a marriage that needs to work out some stuff.
Okay, let's move on to wife number 2, Janelle.
Maybe there are some of us who are like, look, I don't want it anymore.
Where do you and Janelle stand today?
Janelle and I think, are in a good place. COVID has put a real strain on our time together, but we've survived times like this in the past. There's no trouble in paradise, if you will.
Next time I see Kody, I'm gonna tell him I freaking want to move back to Utah, even though the girls don't want to.
How would you describe your relationship with Christine today?
Christine and I have a really fun experience this year as we go celebrate our anniversary. We've had some misunderstandings because of COVID. Plural marriage can put a little more pressure on a relationship. And so it's like, hey, if you're not over, it's because you don't like me. No, if I'm not over, it's because you didn't follow COVID protocols. And so now we're going to wait until the coast is clear, basically.
I'm just gonna be frank here. I'm like a stepmom.
How is everything going with Robyn? Are you guys currently living together?
I see Robyn regularly because there's been no quarantining for Robyn because she's done no travel. But it's just, the only thing is life is a little bit more boring. We're struggling with helping small children do online school.
Are there plans to expand the family?
We are not adding wives and most likely not ever adding children. But adoption is now not out of the realm here. I hope it's not a spoiler, but I don't think I'm having any more kids.
There's rumors online that you've added a 5th wife. How do you respond to that?
That's a rumor that they just like throwing out there. They're so gross with some of the tabloids. There will never be a 5th wife.
We've had to be in 4 separate homes, and I'm very worried because it looks like it's going to even be more separation.
I think now is the time for us to make a plan on what we're going to do at Coyote Pass.
So can I ask you where you're currently living and how does it work with, a schedule?
Because I've not been staying at Meri's house, it's been a 3-house rotational schedule. So it's every 3 days or every 6 days. So we're currently just doing the rotation depending on if somebody's traveling or if somebody's getting exposure.
Where do things stand on living together? Is Coyote Pass going to happen?
Yes. However, we will never be building one house.
Okay, so
That's
it's not one roof.
No, it's not one roof. It'll be 4 lots, 4 homes.
Is that what you want? What's your preference?
Well, I don't want to give any season spoilers, but I start to motivate everything. So I'm going to look for 5 lots and 5 homes. The house that I built on my lot would be either a guest house, a house that our adult children can live in or visit in.
Well, speaking of your adult children, I know that not everybody is dating or quite at the age quite yet, but the adult children, the ones who are of age, none of them are in plural relationships or plural marriages. So I'm curious, as a father, do you encourage your kids to lean one way or another?
Maybe more so in the past. Now I try not to meddle at all, but I not really advocating that they be in plural marriage or not. I see it as something that they would work out with their spouse, but this isn't kind of this. If I was deeply embedded in my religion in Utah, it might be kind of a legacy lifestyle if that were the case, but it's not.
1, 2, 3, 4 wives said, no, we're never moving back to Utah. Maybe the drama problem in our lives is me.
10 years of Sister Wives, 10 seasons. How will you know when it's time to call it a day and tell the cameras to go home?
When the viewers stop enjoying the show. It's a fatiguing prospect. I mean, I am sitting down on the couch pouring my guts out to you. And so as long as that still works, and the American people don't just go, dude, you're grossing us out so bad, we can't, until I've offended the whole world.
Do you see that? Do you read comments that are, not very favorable?
Oh no, it's none of my business what you think about me.
When you think back on 10 years of Sister Wives, what is your absolute favorite moment that you love to revisit and go back to? And what is the one moment that you wish didn't exist or that cameras at least weren't there to capture?
There are so many moments that I wish the camera weren't there. The most recent one is a couple of years ago, Meri and I went to do some counseling with our marriage counselor, Nancy Hunterton, in Las Vegas. We left Flagstaff to go do that. And on the trip there, the conversation had gone, something had triggered in me, and I was a brute to her in our session. And I wish that I wouldn't have had that filmed. I feel like there are things that need to be saved, but boy, that's a lot to put on the shoulders of a person and make them accountable to all of the American public. So there's a lot of those mistakes that we have that were really tough. I'll say one of the highlights for me of the entire show was probably when Solomon was born, because I thought that was a really, really sweet experience.